Hey guys, Matt with the Mad Catter. Just wanted to do a video today about the tabby tomcat that's been showing up around one of the colony groups of ferals that I visit and film. You guys have probably seen the videos where this tomcat, I named him Tom, I think, in one of my videos, one of my shorts, has a big gash on his neck. It's some kind of wound. It could be a burst abscess. Not sure. He did have some scratching under one of his eyes and on his forehead, side of his head. So it looked like he'd been fighting. And at first I thought he was a feral cat. Maybe I've seen him before. I can't remember where, but it's in the general area. It was just about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks at the top, that I started seeing them show up to these particular two spots that I go to. They're separated by about 2 or 3 houses, and I'd never really seen him there before. But several days ago, I noticed he had a big wound on his neck, and his eye was opened up underneath, and he had a big scratch on the side of his head. I assumed he was a feral tomcat and he'd just been fighting. I assumed he wasn't fixed. But then the other night, I think I actually put it in a video. I can't remember if I actually uploaded that video yet or not. But he came up to me and started rubbing on my leg, and I pet him, and he was totally socialized and tame. And I checked him out real quick, and he's been neutered. So he isn't ear tipped, so he wasn't a feral, but at some point somebody had him fixed. So, the scenarios most likely is that he was either dumped, abandoned, or at some point he got out of somebody's house, or he was allowed to be an indoor-outdoor cat, which is bullshit. And somehow he couldn't find his way home. So I don't know. I don't know what his story is. But this morning when I went to feed, he came bolting down the street, across the street, to come over and see me. He knows that I bring food. And he was very affectionate, and I was loving on him for a while. And of course I got the other cats fed. I changed out the waters, added waters. I'm using the bigger tubs now. Let's hope people don't come along and steal those tubs. That's my big concern. But when I left, he followed me for about a block and a half, literally a city block and a half. Going to my last spot to, add water and put crunchies out for the cats and do a little filming. He followed me about a block and a half, and it broke my heart. I came home and I told Jackie, and I said, I don't know what to do. We can't afford to just run him to the vet, because you guys know vet visits are extremely expensive. But I reached out to some people, and I've got somebody that'll probably get back with me when they get off work. I went through my videos, and I took some stills, video clips that show the wound on his neck. And when I described it to them, they also said it could be a burst abscess, which should just be, medicated and treated and should heal up. So I'm going to wait to hear from that person tonight and see what's going on. Jackie didn't really like the idea of me bringing this cat home, because these cats were entrusted to us by somebody else. And I happen to agree with her. I mean, we shouldn't just be bringing cats in and throwing them in with her, with these guys. But, we have no space anymore for any other cats. It's times like these that it's really, it's heartbreaking. It's really hard to know what to do. So, I'm going to wait to hear back from this person tonight. Maybe they can come up with an option. Maybe somebody can temporarily come pick him up. I'm happy to take him down and show him where he is. I'm sure as soon as I show up and start shaking the, a crunchy bag or container, he'll show up. It's just heartbreaking. So, this is one of the big reasons that I'm such a proponent of spay and neuter. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you never let your cat outside. Spay and neuter your cat. It's so important that we spay and neuter our cats. I know I can't say it enough. I mention it all the time, but people really have to start doing it. You have to start being responsible and spaying and neutering your cats. It's, and this cat might not be in that situation. It may have been somebody's indoor cat. And he's fixed. So obviously somebody cared about him at one point and took him in to get fixed. But it's absolutely heartbreaking that there are so many cats out there in need of help that there just aren't enough people. Rescues are overfull. Fosters aren't enough fosters. The rescues that are out there, they just don't get enough donations anymore. I think since right around COVID, it's gotten really bad for rescues, and they just can't take any more cats in right now, and there are so many cats that need help. So I don't know. I'm going to wait and see tonight, see what this person says, and if this person's the person who brought these cats over to us. If they say go ahead and throw them in there, then I'll do it. If they don't, then I don't know. I don't know if there's anything we can do. We don't have, it's not called Silvadine. It's called something else. Silver sulfate, or it's something silver, colloidal silver. It's one of those things. I'm not sure, but the person, I'd have to look at my messages. It's actually in my phone that I'm recording with right now. But they said, you can put that stuff on and some antibiotics if it's a burst abscess, and it should heal up. It'll probably come back though if it's an abscess, which is, sucks. I think you have to cut abscesses out. So we'll find out what they say and see what they say. But, I just wanted to do a video and let people know, I know when a lot of people see my videos for the first time, they're like, oh, please help that cat, or please help this cat, or please give that cat a home. And, so when I do come across cats like this, I just want to let people know that, we have 13 cats inside, and we've set up a whole area for ferals out here. You guys will see a lot more of that coming up soon. We've got, this catio that's in full use right now. We've got 4 ferals that are being acclimated to our backyard. They'll be living in this whole little community that we set up. Hopefully they'll stick around. I think they will. But there are just so many cats out there that need help, and it's a really sad situation. So, that's why I push spay and neuter a lot. If more people would spay and neuter their cats, there'd be a lot less cats running the street, a lot less feral cats. If people got behind TNR efforts, like a lot of people in our area, they don't like people trapping cats, on the sidewalk. They don't. In fact, I think we're not even supposed to do that, but I do. And people won't give you access to their yards. They won't let you, if there was a little more, tolerance for TNR and a little more support for it, like, oh, you want to help lower the population of cats? Sure, set up a couple traps in my front yard. That's all we need from people, but there's a lot of resistance to it. No, I don't want you trapping in my front yard. No, you can't come on my property. I see it all the time. And just being, somebody that films cats, I haven't told you guys half the stories of the stuff that I've come in contact with while I've been out there. I've had people walk out of their house with guns in their hand. I've had people roll up in cars and roll their window down and they were holding guns. So, there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on. But, if there was just a little bit better attitude towards, working with people that are trying to solve this problem and trying to be part of the solution, it would probably be a lot easier. I don't know when I'm going to be able to start trapping again. I will let you guys know when I find, an alternate person who can come do pickup and drop offs and do all that stuff, and I'll get right back to it immediately. But for right now, all I can do is film, water, feed, and share those videos with you guys, and hopefully some people out there, if they see my video, will take a minute to think about it. If they've got a cat at home that's not fixed, get that cat fixed. If you're low income like us, like we are extremely low income, thank God our house is paid off. But there are programs out there. It just depends where you live. You'll have to look up in the community that you live in, whatever state or city, county that you live in. There are organizations out there that work with people that are low income that will help them. So it's just a matter of getting the word out and changing the hearts and minds of people, and hopefully swaying it to being a little more supportive of trying to help these cats. But I wanted to share that with you guys. I will keep you guys updated on what's going on with this cat, if I can help it, or if somebody steps forward willing to take it in for a while, and medicate it and, nurse it back to health a little bit. I know it really looks bad. It's probably not that bad in the scale of things out there. If it's just a burst abscess, it could be worse. Could have been a bullet wound. Somebody could have shot it, could have had an arrow shot at it. We've seen all that shit, and it's horrible. But, if it turns out just to be a burst abscess, maybe we can get it some help for a week at somebody's house, and then it can be brought back. I don't know, but I'll keep you guys posted. And, if these guys end up getting acclimated once they've been here for 8 weeks and they're out doing their thing and this is open, and, he has to come back and there's nowhere for him to go, we'll definitely step up and volunteer to let him stay in the catio and try and acclimate him. But for right now, I just, I don't have any answer. I have to wait to hear back. So I will keep you guys updated. I've got a lot of good stuff going on here that I will do some videos about in the near future, in the next, week or two. Pretty exciting stuff, cool stuff. So I will keep you guys all posted. I hope you guys have a great day. I just want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much. I'm trying to pump out as much content as I can, enough feral videos so you guys, got new stuff every day to watch. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for being there. I will see you guys in the next video, and as always, do something kind for cats.